Hey there, welcome back. This is Captain Ahvious, and in episode 6 of our Season 2 Let's Play series, we will be replacing the generic three-way interchange with an underpass trumpet interchange. The typical trumpet interchange would usually have the roads go over the main highway, but I find that going neatly under is much more smoother. But of course, there's no wrong or right way to make your trumpet interchange as long as it functions as intended. A short reminder that we are mainly using just unlimited ore and oil resources mod, while the other two mods is just for visual enhancement that is nothing game changing. Now, don't you hate it when this happens? This is when Move It mod comes in handy, but there is a vanilla solution. All you need to do is to dig deep, then just reconnect the roads. And of course, just bring back the soil, and as if that mess there never happened. Now let's take a look. That's pretty damn smooth right there. That's a smooth curve, the height is perfect. And there it is, that is your solution. For an aesthetic design, the next step is to make sure that our bridge isn't too high. Therefore, we need to know how deep the terrain level should be for a road to pass through. These white lines are terrain levels, and on every 10th level is indicated by a thicker white indicator. So this is 1 going up to 10 and 10 and so forth. A bridge should have a minimum of 5 terrain levels under it. So we definitely have more than 5. So let's try to count that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the minimum height. Let's check that. And that is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it seems like 4. But let's test it out. So we're only 4 levels, and this should not be able to go through. So what we need is 5. So I need to dig up to here, make sure that this is, nope, this one. Hold on, get that there. So now that is 5. As you can see, I can count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the minimum height for our bridge. So this is the actual level that we need. So make sure that underneath this is absolutely flat, and then we can proceed to making the terrain here much more smoother. So I'm going to be using the slope terrain tool in order to make this smooth, because we need that large curve to go around, and we're going to use the level terrain just to clean this a little there. And we will also proceed to delete our monorail for the meantime. This was just a guideline on how it should curve, and I think I'll also fix this slightly so that it is curved a little more naturally. So I'm going to connect that there. And the next step is to build our roads underneath, and we will start building them from this end, because you need to find the pillars, which are these, and you want to build it kind of sideways as much as possible. Just remember that there are two rows that you need to build. Gotta make sure you have it right. And there we are. And now we need to create our curve going this way. So we're gonna start it off on this side this time. And now all we need to do is to connect the trumpet to the avenue that goes into the roundabout. And the final 2 roads to complete our trumpet is to go into the underpass, while the other road would be to exit to the main highway. Technically, the Trumpet Interchange is complete. However, she seems rather lonely and would need some company. Therefore, just to spruce up the interchange a bit, we are going to include a monorail track that would curve along the highway. It gets a little tricky on getting the right height and curve for the monorail track, especially when we're basically just eyeballing things. After we connect the tracks, we will take a step back and check the height of the monorail track if it is even. The middle pillar appears to be a bit too high and needs to be adjusted. Taking a step back again to observe our work, and so far so good, so smooth. We however have a little dip here that needs to be fixed. Now let's check from another angle, and that there is a bad curve. And a final look, just to make sure that it is smooth, we are looking at both the road and the monorail track, and that is grade A height and curve with no Move It mod. It took a little longer, but our effort is still as satisfying. So if you play on console, PS4 or Xbox, you can still make a decent looking city without any mods. Now we're going to proceed on including additional entrance and exit points in our Trumpet Interchange. It'll make her look a little more fancy, and these are important exit points that will go in and out of our industry areas. Just because we have completed the Trumpet Interchange doesn't mean that we can't modify it and make use of its roads. As much as possible, you'd want to have entrance and exit points throughout your highways to help reduce the overall traffic in your areas. Here will be a shortcut entry point, so not all vehicles will need to enter through the roundabout in the top left. So that will help reduce the traffic around the roundabout. If there is an entrance, there must also be an exit. And this is also to reduce the number of vehicles that would have to use the roundabout. I've added a toll booth to help us notice a little better on how many vehicles enter going in and out of the roundabout. And there is some backing at the toll booth. You may think that the backing is caused by the toll booth itself, which in a sense is accurate, but the main reason for the backing is that the left side of this area lacks proper entrance and exit points. First, we'll need to connect a road for our garbage facilities, and these garbage facilities are crucial for the well-being of our citizens. Because no one likes garbage laying around that could cause disease and death for our Sims. We'll be using the same technique that we use for our Trumpet Interchange by making an underpass or a sunken road, or however you'd want to call it. Either way, the sunken road that goes underneath the highway definitely looks much better than going over the highway. We've added our entry road, and now we're going to add our exit road, and we'll also proceed to connect our ore industry roads to the highway as well. Now let's check the toll booth area and notice how there's significantly less vehicles passing through. Let's check our traffic flow, which is at 94% at 20,000 population, and this is again without the use of public transportation. We are going to take a short detour from decorating our Trumpet Interchange by adding in temporary, I repeat, temporary fish farm buildings. The goal is to farm the required number of fish, hopefully before this episode ends. Then in a future episode, we would be able to finalize our fishing harbors and make our rivers look busy with ships passing by. Now that we have that out of the way, and as our fish farms gather fish in the background, we will get back to decorating the Trumpet area by adding some texture to the landscape with hills and mounds. And we'll also add in conifer trees and some rocks. So for the meantime, enjoy the soothing sound of fast-forward planting of trees. There is a lot of empty space here which can be used to place in a unique building, but I think I'm going to scatter random roundabouts throughout the city. It may become interesting in the long run to have random tiny roundabouts that only serve as an aesthetic purpose. And lastly, she needs some fine curves, so we are going to add in some walking paths to make the blank area more interesting. These pathways have no exact pattern, except that they curve harshly. So I will let you guys enjoy the path making while I get back to you guys after a little bit. And of course, these park paths are not complete unless matched with park buildings. So we'll throw some climbing frames here, a park booth there, and a bunch of gazebos everywhere. Our pathways here look a little bit naked and require some coverings. So we're going to continue to add in our dark green conifer trees mixed in with the light green alder trees for highlights. And remember, each tree that we plant is one step closer to fighting global warming in the digital world. Since this is a European themed map, we will try to stick with the European unique buildings. Therefore, in this roundabout, we will place in the, pardon my French, Arc de Triomphe building. The roundabout design will no way be close to the real-life monument layout because I highly doubt that a 12-way roundabout would work in vanilla City Skylines. We'll just consider this to be in an alternate universe with a different layout of the roundabout around the Arc de Triomphe. In episode 4 of this season, I asked you, the viewers, for suggestions on what unique building to place in this roundabout. A shout out to Ahvious for participating, and his suggestion was to place in the Eiffel Tower. The roundabout is large enough to fit in the tower, however, in a future episode, I have plans to place the Eiffel Tower in an open area, then recreate the garden lawn in front of the monument. And again, this will be in the same alternate universe with a different, not so close layout to the original. I would like to thank those who participated by commenting their suggestions in the video. And overall, I would also like to thank everyone for watching and for your heartwarming words of encouragement. Truly, the most satisfying comments are those who say something as simple as, "Thank you, you've helped me improve my city." If my content doesn't assist the audience majority on improving their city management, or at least stimulate your mind on generating ideas for your city, then I must be doing something wrong. Productive comments are just as welcome. For instance, if you watched season 1 of my Let's Play series, there were suggestions to slow down the gameplay speed, and I have applied that suggestion to this season 2, so it is easier to follow. So by all means, please let me know if the speed still needs to be slower a bit or it is just about right. Our roundabout is just about complete, and I've upgraded the main avenue to a four-way road with tram tracks that goes to the monument. We are going to continue to rearrange along the avenue by upgrading the road with tram tracks and spruce up the sides with additional park pathways with accompanying park buildings and trees. We are also going to go ahead and replace the low-density road structure in preparations for high-density residential buildings. We won't be doing too much in regards to city growth because this episode was more about replacing the generic interchange and adding a bit of detailing to properly fill in the empty spaces. The city's road layout will continue to be a square grid that is mixed in with organic roads. Our park pathways will come in mixed with park gates and some without. We are basically just giving our Sims an option to pay for the park booth or take another route. We are nearing the end of the video. This is Captain Ahvious. Again, thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and don't forget to let me know if the gameplay speed is just right and easy to follow. So now enjoy the rest of the few seconds of the video. I hope you have a wonderful day.